Hey David, you had so many great dramatic performances in Gook. Which scene were you most proud of pulling off and why?
The scene that I probably was the most proud of had to have, it's so random. It's actually me just climbing onto the roof because I have a big fear of heights. So I had to climb onto the roof and grab the ladder off, and I looked at Justin and he just starts laughing because he's like, hey man, I need you to do something for me. I'm like, what's up? He goes, you gotta actually climb onto the roof. I was like, no, I'm not doing that. He goes, you have to, it's part of the film. And I just didn't want to do it because I'm scared of heights. Like, I'm deathly scared of heights. Like, I get vertigo. Like, that's how scared I am. But so I had to climb up on the roof with this like rickety ladder, and then I had to drag the ladder up. So that's probably the proudest moment of the film.
Hi David, my name is Charles Gray. I'm a filmmaker, and my question for you is, how did Justin, as a director, help you get to that emotional place needed for you to perform those really emotional scenes where you were crying? Yeah, very curious how that came about. Thank you.
Hey, Charles. Yeah, it was, you know, Justin's help was more along lines of like grounding a lot of my, the way I said the lines. He kind of grounded my character for me. In terms of like the emotional performance, that's actually something that's not difficult for me. Like that's, like I could cry on the spot. Like that's not a problem. I think that emotion, like emoting through your character, as long as you kind of live it, has never been a problem. It was just kind of more along the lines of Justin to kind of work with me in how I said my lines and how to ground it where it sounded more real versus performed. And that was like probably the most difficult part for me. But after we kind of worked the script for a few months and we went back and forth, and I probably read that script over 100 times, you kind of just become the character. And at night before I slept, I would always create backstories for my character and how I got to that point in the script. So that's basically the work that Justin did with me.
Hi David, this is Venus from San Francisco. I love how you film your videos at your house, and I'm just wondering, as a real estate agent here, how does your dream home look like?
Hey Venus, if you're wondering what my dream home looks like, it's funny because it's ethnic as hell. I want it to be very Korean inspired. I want like the wood, like tatami mats. I want all that stuff. So if you have a house that looks like that, you let me know. And make sure that it's not in San Francisco because I can't afford that shit.
Hey David, longtime fan. I performed with your friend Gabo back in the day when we were going to Davis. My question for you is, being a content creator with a huge following, how do you keep up with the amount of content that you have to pump out? Do you have to kind of plan the type of things that you're going to talk about?
Hey Billy. If you're wondering about the type of content and how I put it out, and first of all, what do you mean perform with Gabo? He's a doctor. What did you guys perform together? Like, I'm trying to figure that out. Like, what'd you guys do? Like, the hell? Yeah, the strippers or what? Anyways, my content's a little bit different from everybody else's. Like, it's very topical and it's very, what do you call it, opinionated. So, for me, I do have to search about kind of like, so I have to take a topic and then I have to try to put a comedic spin on it. So there's a lot of things that I touch on that really aren't that funny, but how do I take that topic, how do I expand on it, and then how do I bring a humor, I guess like a light humor to it, and that's basically the process that I have before I put out content weekly. I actually haven't put out content probably in like 3 months, and because you didn't know that, you obviously don't watch my channel anymore, so in your face about that. But that's basically what I do. Thanks, Billy.
Hi David, this is Joy. I got a question for you. Have you ever get into a fight, and who is the winner?
Have I ever gotten in a fight? That's such a broad. What's her name, Joy? Hey, Joy. If you want to know if I've ever been into a fight, yes. Interestingly enough, I used to have a very, very bad anger problem. I used to hang out with a lot of bad people as well. So even starting from like 3rd grade when I was 8 years old, I actually got removed from my elementary school because I stabbed the kid in the face with a pencil. And then on my first day, as a 4th grader, when I moved to my new school, I punched the kid's face in. And then in junior high, I almost got expelled. And then in high school is when I calmed down the most and I learned that you should fight outside of school. And that's a smart thing to do. The more you know. At a rainbow right here.